Burning bridges is my specialty. Dating dads is my fatality.
I'm a Broadway bear, and I'm here to take center stage.
Hello! I'm Hunter Harden.
And I'm Papa the Bear.
And welcome to the Real Housebears. Hello. It's me, Meredith. I'm not drunk.
You're not drunk?
I just try to push up glasses that weren't on my face. But I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. But I do have some rumors that I could definitely share.
Rumors
about husbands.
Rumors about my husband?
Do not get started with me today. You can leave. You can leave.
I'm getting out of here. I'm terrified already.
Excuse me, waiter. She can go. She can go. Get her out of here because I am the hostess of this. Waiter, get her out of here.
Salt Lake City.
I'm going to start rumors if you don't start getting out of here.
Well, don't make me talk about the poor children that have bigger things to worry about than what you are going through.
There's animals out there that have 3 legs.
Yes, right?
I mean, there's kids that are born.
That's awful. I mean, Salt Lake City is in top form.
It's crazy.
Salt Lake City is making its rise to the top. They have repented from last season. We can be religious. They've repented from last season, except for that wonderful choir director that they brought in. Like, that was a really shining light. But the rest of the season was
the season has just started, so hopefully that hot choir director will be in there.
We can dream. We can dream.
I have been dreaming.
I even on social media, most people are like, yes, Salt Lake City is having maybe their best season already, and we're only in episode 3.
Since the beginning, they had like so much controversy like between Mary and her congregation, and then the second season was all about the Jen Shaw is going to jail.
Yeah.
And now this is the 3rd season, right?
No, this is the 4th season.
Yeah, and so the 3rd season was all about
second season was Jen arrested. 3rd season was her going to jail.
Is Jen going to jail?
So I mean, the show was really a lot about Jen Shaw.
Those 2 seasons were a lot about Jen Shaw.
Yeah, or the 2nd and 3rd seasons in particular. So now on season 4, we get a little bit of lightness that we
everyone can let go of that, like just waiting.
Heavy. It was heavy, and you can tell these
you're
women,
waiting on it too.
So a lot of the levity is welcome and exciting, and people are even finally getting to appreciate the value of Mary Cosby.
I'm kind of addicted to Mary now. She is wild.
She's such good television.
She is such good television. I don't ever want to meet her because she scares the hell out of me.
You know, it's just kind of like when someone on Saturday Night Live imitates you. It's like the highest honor. I want Mary to insult me. Insult me, call me fat.
She probably already has. She probably is like, have you heard of these Real Housebears?
You know what? I feel like she didn't even watch the show when she wasn't on it.
She didn't. She doesn't know who anybody is.
She doesn't know who Angie K is.
She doesn't even know who Angie is.
But you know who she does need to know?
Shannon Beador? Just kidding. No.
Let's. Okay. I was going to get into Housebears famous, but let's get into Shannon Beador.
Okay.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't get any joy out of it at all when I heard about it.
So if anybody hasn't heard about it, she
ran into someone's house, going fast around a curve, drunk as what I assume Shannon is on the show. Mm-hmm. Archie was in the car. Once she hit, she then fled the scene. She drove off and then down the road, parked her car in the middle of the road, and went and pretended as if she was taking Archie on a walk. And then the police.
It was a good plan.
People. I've actually seen posts from people who actually like the girlfriend of the guy who lives there. And TMZ posted the video of the ring light video from a neighbor. But just immediately, I was like, this checks. It was only a matter of time. But in California, especially if you have money, why are you ever driving yourself? I guess because Archie, I don't know. Probably, can you get pet-friendly drivers on Uber and Lyft and things like that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Convenience,
but,
I guess. I don't know.
I was really just worried. You hate when it's kind of verified that they have a drinking problem. Whether she's an alcoholic, I'm not saying, but she clearly has a problem with drinking because you don't drive if you're in.
Well, she definitely needs to know that's not good.
Well, now she apparently is going into rehab on her own volition. And no one...
That'll look good in court and on paper. So.
Luckily, no one was hurt, except Shannon might have broken her arm. I have read some reports to say she broke her arm, but I don't know if that's true or not.
It didn't seem like it was that big of an accident.
Well, part of the reason why she probably had to stop her car is because it was leaking all kinds of fluids underneath it when she drove off. Because she ran up kind of like on a sidewalk type situation.
I get to see her. Oh! That was already there.
Archie. So I want to be my second thought then was, ooh, Gina is going to be loving this because just a few weeks ago we saw on our own TVs Shannon exaggerating Gina's DUI situation and claiming that Gina's kids were going to be taken from her if it wasn't for Shannon. So luckily Shannon knows a good lawyer for DUIs. So that's that. I mean, that kind of was the news. I know. Again, I wasn't really surprised by it because she just drinks so much. I felt like it was only a matter of time until she had to hit some sort of rock bottom.
Well, I feel like it's that way with a lot of these ladies because even just having like 2 glasses of wine at lunch or something is
especially when you don't eat all day.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you don't eat all day.
Yeah.
Well, so that's big news. Another big news is we actually have 2 people this week who are #Housebears famous. Let's start with numero uno, Arnold Strong numero uno on YouTube. Arnold Strong numero uno, I'm assuming is hopefully also physically strong. I don't know. Hopefully not strong in the smell area unless it's a lovely cologne.
Anyways,
I'm just talking. I forgot this.
So happy that you're #Housebears famous.
Yes, he's very communicative with us on YouTube, and I'm always thankful for his comments and the love that he shares.
You are drunker than Heather Gay.
Well, you know what? This week's episode is raw. We are leaving for World Bear Weekend in Orlando.
We're going to be gone for 5 days.
So no sound bites, no edits. If we F it up, we F it up.
Go ahead, say it.
No.
Say it. Everybody wants you to say it.
Well, what I want to say is that the other person who is #Housebears famous.
Housebears famous.
Is someone we actually saw. We went to Heather and Dre's Beauty Lab and Laser second location grand opening last Friday.
Which is very pretty. It's it's like spitting image of the other brand.
But it's more spacious, and I think especially that common facial area is more like what they originally wanted with the original space. Yeah. It's beautiful, it's spacious, it's new. Heather and Dre looked gorgeous. And
you got to see the regulars at
we've probably said it on the
gentlemen
podcast before.
Of Beauty Lab and Laser.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to us before, the people who are employed at Beauty Lab and Laser are just the most wonderful, wonderful, sweet people. Like Heather and Dre would not hire people who they wouldn't want you to be around, Yeah. And they're all just really lovely people. But this week in particular, Sam from Beauty Lab and Laser, no one could be sweeter, I don't think.
She hunted us down.
She is a listener. Sam, I hope you're doing your laundry and getting it folded quickly. That's when she listens to us. And Sam,
don't get it done quickly.
Did we not get a picture, Sam? I'm so upset we didn't get a picture.
I want to say that
we need to rectify that. So DM us, Sam, so we can schedule a time to come back to Beauty Lab and Laser.
We can rectify that.
We have to bring Heather and Dre some stuff anyway.
Rectify.
I don't know what that means.
It just kind of sounds like rectal.
I don't know why we're saying that about someone, a nice young lady who is hashtag
Housebears famous.
We should have never agreed to do a Raw episode. It's going to get out of control.
Cheers.
It's already hot in here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, it's as hot in here as it is in Palm Springs at the Trixie Motel, where they're having all tricks but no trust.
Sounds like Grindr.
Palm Springs.
Palm Springs Grindr, yeah.
For sure.
All tricks, no trust.
Well, did you notice last week at the end of the episode, they haven't had a really hard time like figuring out how to get into the Trixie Motel and do the combination, but this week they just went right on in.
It's because they knew it now.
Well, it just shows you the power of editing, really. But obviously the women are blown away by how pink this is, but Mary's like, who's Trixie?
She's like, what's a Trixie? Is that a person? She's like, why is the hotel named after something? Like, she has no clue about what pop culture is or even where she's going.
but Mary was quite lovely to Trixie when she met her.
Yeah, she was. She was very lovely.
You never know.
Mary's is one to say what's on her mind.
Absolutely. But Lisa's like, they're like, oh man, we had quite a trip. And Lisa's like, Trixie, I lost my ring, 60 grand.
Trixie's hardly phased because she's like she grew up poor like everyone else did and was like, why do you have $60,000 on the end of your finger?
She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Trixie wasn't phased by it at all. She's like, all right, whatever. Do you want a ring? I could give you one in my Smashbox.
But, she's like, Trixie Motel, we're privately owned. We're queer-owned business. But this space is very private. If you want to swim naked, I mean, you might want to wear something pink, but go for it.
My areolas.
Right, unless you're Psy. So Whitney and Angie K come out to greet them, and
like on cue too. I love it.
And everyone is just like really confused.
Mary's definitely confused because she has no idea who this lady is. She has no idea who Angie is.
I told you she didn't watch last season.
I love it.
But Heather is not only confused as to why Angie K is here, but why is Meredith not reacting?
Why is Meredith not pissed off? But deep down, Meredith is very pissed off, but I think she's trying to play it off a little bit. But as she talks about it, the more fumed she gets.
Yeah.
And then the longer the day goes, the more fumed she gets.
The more tired, the longer it's been since she's had a bath.
And plus, being the host of things is stressful. And it's annoying. Stressful. I hate being in charge of things. It's annoying.
Well, they take a tour of the rooms, and obviously, the other women are pretty upset that
they don't get a pick first, especially Meredith. But Meredith gets a pink tub. All is well in the world.
And poor Heather is sharing a suite with Mary.
No, I don't think they're sharing a suite.
It's a suite.
Yeah, it is a suite. They're just
room.
not sharing the room.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So, that's a little bit too close.
I mean, Mary's already annoyed that Heather is being so loud. Jeez.
So, Lisa joins Meredith and Angie K. Lisa's like, I'm so happy that Angie K is here. I was shocked that Angie wasn't included in the first place. And Meredith's like, hi, what are you talking about? And just walks right on through. So it was Lisa joins Monica.
Monica, yeah.
Sorry,
I wrote down Meredith as well accidentally.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
So let me rewind. Since we're not editing. Lisa joins Monica and Angie K. She's talking about the Angie K situation when Meredith walks by, and Meredith's walking to Heather's room.
Yeah,
so we kind of have a back and forth of Lisa, Monica, and Angie K, and then Meredith and Heather.
But like when they all got there and Meredith saw Angie there, Meredith gave Angie a hug and was like, I had no idea you were going to be here, blah, blah, blah. So Angie is like, every time Meredith walks by, Angie's like, yeah, just totally don't even acknowledge me. And it's like, she already did. Yeah. Right here, Angie I could really tell Angie is just really trying to get on TV.
And
you're playing the game.
You're not the only person to say that. People online are really raking Angie K over the coals. She's thirsty.
It's very thirsty feeling because she's. Anyways, we're going to get into that more because she keeps on making little comments.
Heather does that. Meredith walks in the room, and before she even has a chance to sit down, Heather's like stirred it up already. But Meredith's being really graceful about it right now. She's like, I think it's more of a reflection on them
Yeah,
Whitney and Angie
I was like,
K.
oh, that's great. But like literally within the same scene, as she's talking about it, you could see Meredith getting more hypey about it.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't know why Angie K would be invited in the first place. Angie, she was so nasty to me at the reunion. And then lots of food gets delivered poolside, so more than like small pizzas.
Well,
There's,
they might
like,
have been.
legit
It might
food.
have been like
Catered. Which is
100%.
great. Angie K invites Mary over to eat with her.
So like,
Mary's
yeah,
I'm good.
She's like, come on, Mary, come on over here.
She says,
Mary,
come on, girl.
come
And
on,
Mary's
girl.
like, don't talk to me that way.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
But then sits down like near them,
But not
with them. And starts talking to Whitney, and it's like, girl, why are you coming here early? It's really childish. She loves calling her a child.
She does, little girl.
Calling her a child. And Whitney's like, well, me and Trixie are friends. And I think some of the other ladies kind of call it out too. Like she did like the cosmetic thing once in a thing,
Yeah,
but it's not like they're old time friends. They
But
didn't.
I think they've maintained a relationship.
They
since.
probably have.
Yeah.
I mean, Trixie does that.
Yeah, I've seen Whitney post other things with Trixie and things
Yeah, I
like
know.
that.
Well, Trixie's also a fame chaser.
Oh, Hunter Harden calls Trixie Mattel a fame chaser.
Well,
so Whitney,
I would be too if I was semi-famous. I would be like, I'm going to hang out with all the famous people. Bye.
I love it when Angie K kind of like tries to explain for Whitney, and Mary's like, I wasn't talking to you. I don't even know what your name is.
Who are you?
How did you get here? Have you been here this whole time? Were you on the van? In the plane?
Oh my God.
So there's a shopping day planned, and they're going to pair together with people with whom they're working on healing. And they're going to pick out outfits.
Okay, at first I thought they were just going to buy something for them that reminded them of each other. But this whole outfit buying, and she said it's not going to be costumes or anything. But Meredith picks out the biggest costume that's there for Lisa.
Yeah.
And gracious Lisa's just trying to get on her good side. And she's just like, all right, I guess I'll try this.
Meredith admitted on Watch What Happens Live that it was a prank after all. And I guess...
Lisa didn't even try
but she said that Lisa was really taking it well, more so than what we saw on camera.
Yeah, but she didn't even try on the second outfit. She just went on with that. She's like, fine, I'll take this one.
So, yeah.
Good for you, Lisa.
It's all in the editing there. But we have Meredith and Lisa, and what Lisa picked out for Meredith was quite beautiful. Something that Meredith would certainly wear.
And what Whitney Heather was wearing, I thought that's what she chose for herself, to be honest with you.
I don't know about Heather in like a rhinestone ball cap.
Yes, with that jacket.
Well, are
you kidding me with that jacket?
But
yes, you have to.
Heather's.
It looked like a big NASCAR jacket with Looney Tunes on it.
Well, I don't know
yes,
if that's
you
just
get
Heather's style.
She still looked good in it.
Oh yeah, she looked great.
I think she's a chameleon.
I don't love though what Heather put Whitney in. No.
Well, I liked the lab coat thing. I just didn't like the hat.
Yeah,
the hat is what threw it all off. You lose either the coat or the hat.
Right. And then Monica and Mary, poor Monica, the new girl, gets paired up with the lion. But what Mary picked out for Monica right away worked out well. Monica was probably just like, I'll just take whatever she wants to put in me, whatever she says. And then I know that Monica at least found a good coat for Mary. I don't even remember how it all ended out.
But you skipped a huge chunk before the ladies go shopping.
What's that?
Because when they get together to say, we're going to go shopping, we're going to go everything, and she says, Angie, you weren't supposed to be here, so you could go with whoever you want. And Angie's like, well, I'm glad that you acknowledged you didn't invite me. And Monica's like, dang, girl, his.
Oh, yeah, that's right where I was. That's where I was.
But we're talking about shopping
I know, we just
already.
kind of jumped ahead a little bit.
But yeah, she totally lets him have it.
Yeah, well, I mean, back in the room with Winnie and Lisa, Angie K just, like, goes off. She's so mad that not only is Meredith calling her out and pointing out that she was not invited.
But she invited Monica as a friend.
I know, but Angie K is upset that Monica wasn't being her friend. She introduced Monica. She introduced Monica to this group, so Monica should have loyalty to her. And I'm like, well, maybe you should act right.
Yeah, Angie's disgusted.
And of course, Monica comes in while they're talking about it. But Monica doesn't bow down. She's like, well, if you want me to defend you, then act defensible.
Yeah, you're rude to the host.
Yeah, you're rude to the host.
You weren't even invited.
Right? So then we go shopping, and we pick out all of those outfits at Marianne's.
But before
and
we
Bazaar.
leave for shopping, Lisa has to say one more thing about her ring just before they leave.
Oh, of course.
We need to be reminded that she lost her $60,000 wedding ring.
Okay, I'm glad. Oh, yeah, I wrote it right there. I was right a step behind you. She does not miss it.
The shopping honestly didn't seem fun, but I think Monica and Mary had probably the most fun.
I agree.
It seemed like after Mary, like once Monica knew Mary was in charge, she's like, okay, good. She's like, do you like this? No. Oh.
But I do think if the other women really truly tried to dress the other women in something that they liked, it would have been a much more fun trip.
Instead of it just being just goofy
Either a
and
prank,
funny.
like Meredith said,
Because
or...
they're trying to explain it of like, this is who I think you are.
And especially since it's supposed to be a trust exercise.
I'm
supposed to trust you, and you're going to put me in this outfit that we're going to a formal dinner.
There are a lot of mistakes made by Meredith and Whitney in this episode with the worst ideas.
Oh, also while they were shopping, Meredith could not hide how annoyed she was that Angie K was there.
And I think Angie K went with them just to because...
Well, I mean, because she's friends with Whitney and Lisa. Who else was she? Was she going to go with Monica and Mary?
That's true.
Oh, that's scary. But seriously, Lisa's upset now about her ring and her outfit.
Yes.
Rightfully so. Well, over at Copley's, I think it's called.
Copley's?
Mm-hmm.
Copley's?
Lisa is embarrassed and cold and missing her jewelry.
She's mortified of what she's wearing now. Now that they're going to nice and this just happened to us recently while we're in New Orleans. I was wearing a tank top, sweating, wearing booty shorts, and we were trying
like a total whore.
Like a total whore. And like we got to this restaurant, and it's like this restaurant where they got like white linens on the table, and I'll turn right around and like, I don't belong in there. People will be like so disgusted with me being there, sweaty and hairy shoulders. Like
And,
people don't want that around
practically
their food.
naked.
Practically naked. Like my butt was hanging out pretty much.
Well, I would trade seats with you like Heather did and Lisa did.
Yeah, Lisa's like,
Heather's like, I'm going to melt next to this fire, so
that is me.
someone needs to come down here and switch for me. So Whitney suggests playing a game.
Did you hear Mary say no in the background right there?
Yeah.
No.
Mary doesn't want to do anything. Mary does not want to participate in anything.
She just doesn't like anything Whitney says.
I know.
To be honest with you.
So the first game is say something about yourself that's something that people don't generally know about you. You know, maybe.
Yeah.
So actually, when I was a teacher, you know, some years I taught theater class, and one of our Get to Know Me games was this game, where you had to write down something about yourself that really not many people know about you. And then you put it in a hat, and then everyone else draws that out of a hat, and then you find out who in the classroom put that in there, and that you meet someone new, and you've learned something new about them.
Cute.
But one year, the last year I played that game, someone put in there, I had sex with my aunt. And this is sixth grade. This is sixth grade. Well, the sad part is it was true. I took it.
Oh, that's not funny.
No, I took it
not.
straight.
That's just crazy.
I took it straight to the. Well, it's funny if you think it was not true, but then when you find it true, you're like, "Holy shit!" There was a sixth grader having sex with. I don't remember how adult this aunt was.
Either way, it's an aunt.
But I was a brand new teacher. I did not. I was like, "Oh my."
That's not a good game to play anymore.
No, I didn't. I played it that 1 year, and I think that was the second semester.
I bet teachers that are all listening to this, they're all like, "Oh yeah, that was the worst idea you could have had." Of kids giving sharing their lives.
Well, it's a bad idea for these ladies because boy, were they boring. Meredith used to visit Palm Springs
with my child, as a child with my parents. Whitney likes to journal and poetry.
Heather has gotten into bird watching.
I was like, how random.
You know, Mary had an African gray. That thing was crazy. It was like a flying cat.
It kept wanting her to. She's like, it kept wanting me to look at her and stuff. And I was like, it probably needed to be fed or something. Did you know it needs to be fed?
But that's not. That should have been Mary's story. But instead, her story is that she's truly a loner. Everyone thinks she's like a socialite who's always out.
No, she's a shut-in.
And then there's flashbacks of Mary not participating or hanging out.
You know what it reminded me of? You know when you read Winnie the Pooh and there's that whole one page where it's just Eeyore sitting in the middle of a field by himself.
Yes.
That's what it
That's
was.
Mary.
Mary's Eeyore.
Are they out there having fun?
That sucks.
So, Lisa got her second piercing this week. She's like,
Girl, bad
naughty,
girl. Girl, you're
naughty,
bad. Girl, you're bad.
naughty.
You bad girl.
Monica's like, y'all, are we at the senior citizen center?
Monica is so over this. She is so
Like,
irritated.
Let's get spicy. So how about this? I effed my brother-in-law for 18 months. But you know the thing is, it didn't help the game.
It just was like, went from -20 to 100. Like, out of nowhere.
When he's like, okay, we're shutting down this game.
Yeah.
We're shutting down this
Because
game.
I think
We're shutting
before
down
this,
game."
too, oh yeah, because Angie, she says, I'm extremely sensitive. People don't think people think I'm a badass, but I'm sensitive.
Oh, yeah. And then
She's like, well, hey, I F'd my blah, blah, blah. Like, Monica is hardcore, and I'm loving her. She is not holding back. She
you
is
know what?
just saying it out loud.
But they barely talk about it for like a second and then move on.
I know.
Whitney's like, new game. Woman fuzzy.
It's because
Cold and prickly.
It's probably because it's like a touchy subject because they've been cheated on.
Well, no. Whitney and
Maybe.
Justin got together in a similar.
Oh, that's
fashion.
true. That's true. So I
They
guess
were
it's
working
just,
together.
I guess
They
it's
weren't
not
related.
It's just not Mormon plus to be talking about things like that.
I mean, and it's just not something that you dive into oftentimes.
If
on
somebody said
people.
that to me at a dinner party after hearing someone's a
I'd be
bird
like,
watcher,
girl,
I'd be
tell me
like,
a
whoa,
story.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
First of all, pictures. I want to see what he looks like.
I
Because
wanna
I need to
see
know. I need to see your ex-husband. I need to see that
And
guy.
I
that
need
you
to
did
see
it.
dick pics as well.
Dick pics. I want to. I
If
want
you've got ass pics, even better, so I can really make a true judgment.
I need to make some good judgments here because, girl, you went like some jumps over there, and you don't even have any bones about it. This guy must have been hot.
He must have been, or maybe she was just unhappy.
Maybe that weekend D.
That weekend D makes me feel all warm and fuzzy, not cold and prickly. So something now, Whitney's so good to stirring things up as well.
This is
Because listen, these women do not have a sense of humor about themselves. At least most of them.
This is just not.
Heather has a pretty good sense of humor about herself in general.
This
but
whole night, Heather has a good sense of humor
Yes.
because she thinks it's hilarious.
these women, as in general, do not have a great sense of humor about their own flaws. So good job, Whitney. And listen,
Whitney, what a
knock her
great
out of the park.
idea.
You bring Angie K on this trip and then suggest this game. Like, thank you for producing this season for us.
Listen, between you and Meredith creating this, like, let's dress each other game, you guys are killing it. Like,
killing
this
it.
is, like, rough.
So Heather says that. So the warm and fuzzy about Angie K is that they just go way back. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, we go way back. Like,
We go way back. We're old titans.
Like, convertibles.
Like old titans.
Yeah, I don't
know how a Titan
old
lays
Titan
back,
is.
but-
Titans are a long time ago, I guess.
But cold and prickly, I don't trust you.
But I just don't trust you, B.
What? And Lisa's like, what?
I know. I was like, why is Lisa so, like, concerned about this?
So Heather's like, listen, I just don't trust you because you were all over Jen Shaw.
That didn't work
out. Now you're all over Lisa, and I don't think she knows the depths of with Whitney.
Yeah.
But I think what Heather really should have said is what she said in her confessional.
Yes, that's what
She's like, we've been friends for years, but you never wanted to hang out with me.
yeah, you've never wanted to hang out with me. You're constantly wanting to jump ship and hop on these other people besides me.
The more popular
yeah,
one.
if you don't have time for me, I don't have time for you. I just don't trust you.
I don't trust the girl who sucks the most popular dick in the room or something like
Word,
that.
girl.
I was like, sucks the biggest dick in the
Yeah,
room.
girl, get it.
You better,
You're a size
you
queen.
better- all right.
Talking about Lisa. I mean, Lisa's
mean-
a size queen. Look at that ring.
I mean, aren't we all?
I mean, look at what I married.
So, thanks. So, Meredith says that Whitney always has good intentions, but needs to work on being a better communicator. We've already established that this season.
We
Whitney's
all
like,
know this.
You're right. I'm going to counseling about it. Next.
One time a week, girl. Shut it that down.
Monica loves that Lisa Barlow is here pretty much in a thong and has been a
good sport about it.
But the prickly is, Monica really likes to talk about how her life is not near as fancy as these other women's. She's like, so as someone who's like kind of struggling to pay my bills these days, without any support and having to do everything for myself, it's getting a little bit old hearing about your $60,000 ring because I couldn't afford a $60,000 ring.
Yeah, it's just like read the room and stuff, and you said it all. Like saying it once or twice, yeah, that's great. But like you're emphasizing it so much on this is a $60,000 ring. This is and to even say say that out loud, that's like a really tiny house. That's a trailer in some places.
Yeah.
Like where some people don't even own their own homes.
But Lisa does not appreciate any criticism
No.
whatsoever. And she's like, well, when you can afford a $58,000 ring, we can talk about it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, stop complaining about that. If you can afford
giving.
it, stop complaining about the price. If you can afford it, stop complaining about the price.
Say, keep reading like that.
But yeah, Monica, keep going. You're
No, I
awesome.
want Lisa Barlow to keep reading.
Oh, Lisa, I want everybody to keep reading.
Well, they're all pretty good at it. So, well, maybe. Then we have Angie K.
Oh my gosh.
So she's going to do a fun little dinner toast.
I love how she says, this is going to be a fun little dinner toast. And she's so desperate.
And of course, Greeks love to toast. She has to insert.
Yeah, and we're going to say a Greek word. Hubbalad.
Pacifico.
It means fake. Fake ass.
So how is that a fun little dinner toast? So she thought that she and Meredith were friends, despite, according to Meredith, her saying we'll never be friends. She's like, I don't remember ever saying that. I don't know. Meredith may be making up. But Angie's like, listen, my feelings were hurt, and maybe I didn't approach you in the correct way. And Meredith's like, it doesn't matter. I'm not really interested in hearing anything you have to say, so it really doesn't matter. It's okay. You, as a matter of fact, I'm not engaging. And, but the more and more that she insists that she doesn't want to engage, she starts engaging and starts slurring more and more.
And says
more.
You're an ugly person, look at yourself. And then when she says that back to her, Meredith loses it. She could not hear the same words that she just spilled onto somebody else back at her.
Yeah, I mean, Angie K is at one moment trying to get things better, and then the next moment saying something nasty.
Yeah.
And there's also, I mean...
She's like, Meredith hasn't sold anything since 2015.
Right?
And then Monica's like, Angie, you stop that right now.
And Meredith's like, I'll show her. I'm going to go get Chad the waiter.
Chad, that's 120 pounds dripping wet, probably.
Chad, get her out of here.
Who probably does not want confrontation in his life.
He's like, I'll see what I can do.
And I don't even see him walk over there or nothing. He's just like, bye, girl. Like, what do you want me to do? This is Copley's. We don't have security. This is a 5-star restaurant.
Have you noticed that Mary has looked to Heather about which cocktail to order?
Yeah.
And then later on, she looks to Heather as to what pornography is. Like they have. I feel like Heather and Mary have this connection.
There's like out of sight connection.
But I think all of the women are a little bit scared. And really just any way that they can connect with. I think in the past they weren't interested in connecting with her, and now they're like...
But now they're like part of it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared of her, but I'm also entertained by her, so I need to find a way to make this work.
Well, they're coworkers.
And they all know she makes great TV. Oh my They all. So Meredith goes on a rant. Heather goes on her 4th or 5th espresso martini.
But Heather's like, she's just thinks this is hilarious. This is so funny. And everyone's being too serious. And Whitney's like being super serious about this. And Heather's like, you're the one that brought Angie. This is your fault. You got it. She's like, don't, Heather, don't. This isn't the right time.
Fresh start.
Fresh start. Heather's not interested in any confrontation. She's like, I'm having fun.
You know, especially if you're going to agree with Meredith, where there are disabled children out there that we should be worried
and there's
about.
Bigger things to worry about out there.
Meredith isn't doing those. There's bigger things to worry about, like disabled children. She cannot have this conversation.
Well, I mean, she goes off on a different tangents, different directions of why she's upset.
I know, but at this point, when she and Lisa get by themselves, Meredith is sobbing.
And editing again, I thought that she was saying this to Lisa in the editing, so I was like, ooh, her and Lisa aren't going to be friends.
No, and meanwhile, Lisa's standing there naked, consoling
with
Meredith.
indents on her butt.
Yes, with indents on her butt. And she really tries to, like, talk Meredith down and reason with her, but you can't reason with
But when
a
you're
person.
that drunk, you don't try to say, oh, we all say things bad, blah, blah. You just say, we just need to calm things. Don't try to, like give any reasoning to why. Just let them be mad and just say, we just need to cool it off.
But Lisa is right. This is very much Meredith's MO.
MO, yeah.
First, she doesn't want to deal with it. Then
Disengages.
she has shit on you. Oh, she want to go there? I go there with husband.
Husband. You want to go husband? I say husband.
Yeah, so, and all the flashbacks kind of show how that's true.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, we're getting to know Meredith a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Calling around.
Uh-oh.
I did hear that there is one episode of their podcast out. I need to check that out. But Angie K tries to smooth things over with Meredith, and Meredith just starts crying, gets angry again, and everyone's like, "You guys, this isn't going to go
You
anywhere."
can go. I've had enough of you. You can go.
Everyone's like, "You guys, this isn't going anywhere. We need to go."
Lisa's like, "We all gotta go, y'all." Everybody's looking at us, taking pictures. Like, I look like a
crazy person,
like a gypsy whore, and we all need to get out of here.
Heather can barely even walk out of the restaurant,
and she said those espresso drinks were great.
And now, once they get in the van, now Meredith's got even bigger things to worry about. There's bigger things even beyond disabled children. You know, like there's things in her family, I guess, or friends. She said friends.
Yeah.
There's things with her friends that we don't know about. So,
and Whitney calls her out, and Whitney's like, "Well, that seems convenient." And Meredith, she go, "What?" I've heard that voice before, and my mother has said that to me when I backtalked her. And I heard that in Meredith's voice. And Whitney's like, "Yeah, it just seems convenient for you. When you have an issue, all of a sudden it's about some other bigger issue that's going on around you. And that's why you're acting this crazy."
But then in Whitney's confessional, when she's like, whether it's my Amazon shipment arrived damaged,
or dinner was cold 2 weeks ago, but it was intentional. I'm like, what? I love this.
Salt Lake City is being so funny with some decent drama.
Yeah.
That you can don't have to take too seriously.
And even though the drama may not be like reasonable, it's pure drunk rage fighting right now, and it's awesome to see. Where it's just nonsense. It's nonsense. It's just drunk fuel,
right?
Burning off.
So it seems like they stop at somewhere to use the restroom on the way home. And this is when Mary and Whitney get into it. Mary loves to call Whitney. She needs to grow up.
I thought they were already home.
She didn't need to say anything to Meredith about this. No, I think they were still in the vehicle. Maybe they were.
I think they already rode home because the ladies never got back in the car.
Okay, well then maybe they were in just Whitney was
so.
staying
And
with
poor Heather is sitting there in the back. I don't think Heather knows that she's home.
I don't think so either.
No, because everyone's still fighting and arguing because Heather or Whitney and Mary are now.
Well, here's where a second time, Heather can't even speak right now. She is completely turned off.
Her head is in her lap.
But when Mary cannot think of the word predator,
you're a pornography. You called me a pornography.
You called me a pornography.
I think isn't that? Oh no, it's phonography. Never mind.
Phonography. That's
phonography
a
from Britney Spears song. Like it just made me think of that. Sorry, but yeah, like she's just like Heather.
So
what was that? And
so Whitney thinks that she's like, listen, I never called you a pornographer.
Yeah, you're not into porno.
I never said you did porn. And Mary's like, what? No, Heather, what you call me? And Heather, out of a complete blacked out drunkest, goes, predator.
I was like, how did she even hear that? Like, how was she? I thought she was just trying to focus, like, on centering herself and just trying not to throw up. But that girl hangs in there. She's like,
I can't breathe, but I can tell you that.
I'm barely able to, like, swallow right now, so I'm just drooling. But I could tell you I was predator, not pornography.
But once Mary gets out and the door is closed...
Well, no. Okay, so right here is where Heather goes through the panic stages of being really, really drunk because she realizes how drunk she is. So she starts panicking and she walks 2 feet in the car while Mary's getting out. She says she can't make it. She sits down. Whitney sits in there and Heather says, I'm scared. I'm scared. Can you please just close the door? Because she doesn't want all these people following her and watching her. And she closes the door. Well, it only opens from the outside. So when she starts vomiting it in there into a bag, Whitney is stuck in there. She just give me, open the door, because that's me. If I hear, I actually started gagging at this point while I was texting, and I had to cover my ears because Whitney started gagging. But bless her soul.
Heather, if we ever go out and you get that drunk, I'll hold your hair, girl.
But I won't, girl, because I will be throwing up in the bushes holding, and who's going to be holding my hair? That's the issue. Thank you, husband.
I will hold each of yours hair.
No, I can't be around somebody vomiting. That's disgusting. But man, this is what a whirlwind of an episode.
It was one of the best Housewives episodes I've seen in a long time. It was so good. I can't wait for next week. We do have a little bit of intel. You're hearing it first that next week we get some really good Heather Gay scenes that we're really excited to see.
Oh, and y'all, if anybody has seen Heather Gay in person recently,
girl,
she doesn't even look like the same person as the first season. You know, a lot of people gave her, like, stripe for her weight and stuff. But when we saw her, we're like, girl, you look so good. And she's like, well, nobody's been posting anything on social media. And you said it's because nobody has anything bad to say about it.
Yeah, because she looks so good
She
in that
looks
bikini.
so good.
And in person last Friday, she just looked
She looked
snatched.
so snatched. I was
Her hair
blown
looked
away.
good. Her makeup, well, her hair and makeup always look great.
She just looks so happy right now.
and-
She looks so happy.
Yeah, she looked good. Can't wait to see her again. I can't wait to get out of the hot closet.
Yeah, so let's take a break, y'all. Because we got a whole nother, oh my gosh, that was like almost 45 minutes, y'all. All
Good
right.
thing I don't have to edit this.
We
crap.
have RHONY on the way back.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Heather Gay from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and you're listening to the Real Housebears podcast.
And we are back with our second half covering The Real Housewives of New York.
And like Lisa Barlow on a boat, we are naughty-ical by nature.
My hair is coming out so I can
The
play with
hair is
it this
coming
entire
out.
episode because I didn't touch it at all the last episode. So, or the
first half.
the first 45 minutes.
The first act,
The
if
first
you will.
Yes.
The first act.
The first act, y'all.
was
So
hair up.
listen, if people are gonna watch us, they want to watch something, so they're gonna watch my
They don't just
hairography
wanna
through
watch
this
us
entire
be
episode.
beautiful and
Oh my
funny?
god! And like looking down at our like computers, like
Is it not
3 or 4
fun to watch us just be
like,
gorgeous
look
and
down,
funny?
then look up, and then funny. Look down. And then
Oh
look
my
up.
God,
I
shut
can't believe
up.
I've been filming on my bad side this entire time.
Have
like
you?
this is my good side right here.
Oh, well,
My
we
left
can
side's my good.
switch.
Well, no, I'll just stand. We'll just finish it off like this, and I'll just talk
No.
to this jingle
turn
of look at what?
Let's get this shit done.
Hey, no cursing. You're being naughty.
Exactly.
Nautical by nature.
Naughty-ical. Naughty-ical.
Ooh, that sounds very boatish.
It just really made me think of Lisa Barlow because you remember she's loving nautical this season. And she was naughty this week because she got double pierced.
Oh my god, she's a naughty girl. She got a double piercing.
So just a wrong city.
She said her first double piercing too. I wonder if she's gonna get more.
Oh my gosh, you never know.
I'm gonna get so many.
Well, let's get to
piercings.
New York. Enough of Salt Lake City this week. It's even as difficult as it is.
Like
for
we were
us.
legit 3 days in
I know.
to this trip here.
Right.
Ooh,
And
that was good.
Anguilla.
And Anguilla. Anguilla. Welcome to Anguilla.
Even though I have seen some people say Anguilla, so I had to Google it. to make sure.
Anguilla. Welcome
would
to
be-
Anguilla. I
that
like
would-
Anguilla better.
Well, that would be probably the more like the native way to say it.
Anguilla. Welcome to Anguilla.
Anguilla is like the Americanized version, probably.
Can I have a White Russian in Anguilla?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
instead
kind
of
thing.
like, give me a Anguilla beer.
So
in
I've heard
Anguilla.
both. I've heard both on the show, as a matter of fact.
I have not been paying attention.
I have, because after we said it in the first episode, I was like, oh my gosh, what if I said it wrong the whole episode? So I went back and I checked Google, and the Google pronunciation itself said
Were you going to go
Anguilla.
back and like sub
No.
all of our
I was just going to...
You'll be like, Anguilla.
Here we are back with the ladies in
Anguilla.
I wish I had time in my life to do that now. Oh
That
my
would have been hilarious.
Oh
like
my
every
God.
time we mispronounce something, we go back and dub it
Anguilla.
in. Like, remember that show, that Physical 100, with the American
Yes.
dubbed over Korean and all the Japanese and
All, yes,
like all
Asian
nationalities.
cultures,
Like,
yes.
and it was so. I was like, could they have found the worst actors and the whitest actors to voice these people? It was
With
so
the
obvious.
most, like, just
Like,
ridiculous.
Oh
translation.
wow, that's amazing. You're real strong. Like I was like, really? Like, oh my gosh, that's not how people talk.
Well, now we know how Erin stays in shape. Speaking of, she doesn't eat and she works out.
And I also know how Brynn keeps that slim belly. She doesn't eat and she brings food to everyone else.
Oh,
That's how she keeps thin.
Okay, so the moral of the story is we need to quit eating.
Yeah, or drink celery juice. I can't. But I
No.
did find out what
Okay.
celery juice is.
Tell me about this.
It's just got some extra vitamins and it's actually a really good hydration drink.
Okay, I
So
can't
that's why she's
imagine.
probably drinking it after a workout in
If
the morning.
you-
It's a good hydration drink.
But it sounds disgusting.
It actually sounds refreshing. I like celery.
I
You
don't.
said celery tastes
It's
like...
like hairspray. So you're drinking a bottle of Aquanet. Delicious.
I did that all throughout the early 90s.
Right, me
As a
too.
child with 5 or 4 older sisters.
Right.
Walk into the bathroom, you're just like...
So Erin tells Brynn at dinner last night that Jessel was doing the opposite of trying to keep up with the Joneses. She was trying to bring herself down to the Brynns' size.
It was brutal.
It was brutal.
Y'all, it was brutal. I
was
had to stay with my
brutal.
rich uncle. It was brutal.
No one gave her dad did not give her a single dime,
Well, did they pay for her college?
but he paid for college.
Okay, so they paid for college.
While she stayed with her
Uncle during an
we don't
internship.
know that it was a wealthy uncle.
Either way, if you
don't.
had a spare room in New York, you're pretty wealthy. XOXO.
But I do like Jessel.
Gossip Girl.
Jessel keeps insisting, even with all of these flashbacks. Jessel keeps on saying, "Listen, I'm not trying to compare myself to you guys. I'm just saying these are my struggles." But Erin and Cy really feel like that Jessel is trying to say that she went through as hardships as Cy and Brenda.
She keeps saying it was brutal. She keeps using that same word. It was brutal. And it's the way, it's her accent and it's her delivery of all of it. It's very not reading the room.
Okay.
I see it 100%. I've been calling her out for only liking monetary items and however stature you are in people. So
Yeah.
it just proves it.
But she's very sensitive that she doesn't want people to think that she was privileged in any way, shape, or form.
If your parents pay for college, that's privilege. Period.
I
don't care
can't-
who
I
you
can't
are
argue
in
with
whatever
that.
life.
My parents paid for my bachelor's degree, so
That's privilege.
cannot.
My mom could not even afford my class ring. I got a yearbook finally my senior year because I helped pay for it. I did not get a yearbook because we were so poor. So I hear privilege. It was terrible. I had to live in privilege.
Well, you were also privileged. Did you see those little hash brown stacks?
Oh my gosh, that's overprivilege right there.
That is
I don't.
privilege
I
right
feel like
there.
that's too. I can't walk into a restaurant with serving
Privilege
those.
is staying in Anguilla where you have a chef that makes you little hash brown stack things for breakfast.
It was like you could make a little
Indivi-
sandwich out of them.
It was
handheld
everything that I've ever wanted in a
and
breakfast.
bite size.
Oh my God! All you need to do is give me a side of sausage gravy, and we're good.
I don't
to
care
go.
what problems I'm having in life or how much I hate somebody. If I walk down to breakfast and see that, that's potatoes, honey. That's gonna make me. Ooh, hello, honey.
So Jenna goes to meet Cy and Brynn outside, and the wind just gives everyone a Jenna Lyons
The person
main show.
the person that does not want to show their body the most out of all these ladies, she walks out with both of her hands full. That's why she couldn't close her robe, but it flashed everything.
I wonder if
at
she
least
has-
all the important stuff.
I wonder if she has like a lion's mane, or if she.
No, you didn't. This is raw, y'all. This is some raw episode, you guys.
I was trying to
Get your kids out of the car.
or if
Get your
it's a
kids out of the
hairless
house.
cat.
Stay away. This is a raw episode.
Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your husbands.
Because Jenna Lyons is in the house.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It's so good. Okay.
But when Jessel and Ubah join the group, Ubah immediately calls out Jessel for snoring. And you would think that she was calling her like a liar or a thief. I mean, Jessel...
I loved it. I loved how well Jessel took it, and how well it was for her to deflect that she doesn't snore. While the proof is, I was living for
Like,
the whole
literally,
moment. She's like, "No, I don't snore. I don't even hear anything on that. You guys are listening. I don't even hear anything.
That is-
I don't snore.
it's
It might be
amazing.
heavy breathing. Like I love
That is
every moment
amazing.
of it. That was genius, Jessel. The fact that she didn't get upset about it proved that she does not snore.
That's how Jessel got first chair next to Andy Cohen at the reunion.
I think so. I think we're gonna start really seeing Jessel.
Well, they leave breakfast and go get ready for the boat. They all look quite amazing. But Cy comes out in that in that black bikini with that big, like, it looked like crocheted or knitted type of thing.
Knit is like really in right now, and I'm dying for knit.
yeah,
And it was like that real big, heavy Rihanna-like jacket. Ugh.
Even though on us it would probably look minuscule.
It would
but
be
on
like a
her, it
regular
looks
jacket.
cute, yes. Brynn's body, you're right. She
She
doesn't
has
eat.
the
She just gives other
flattest
people
belly.
food.
She has the
You're right.
flattest.
She
When
doesn't-
she walked out, I was like, I don't even see a lump. But I have seen that she has a little bit of lump after she eats. So, whew, thank God.
She's a human.
She is a human.
Well, Captain Nelson does not have a human accent that I've ever recognized before.
Human accent. All I know is Bryn's gonna hit on it.
Well, of course. But he did have a very unique accent, didn't you think? Or did you notice?
I noticed, but I also noticed, I felt like he was almost kind of like a white guy that had been living there most of his life. That's the way it kind of sounded like to me.
It was just an accent that I've never heard before, I guess. So, anyhow. Aaron wants to know, at which point can I throw someone, in particular Ubah, overboard? When is it safe that I'm not, if I throw her overboard, it's not going to kill her?
So we find out that apparently Ubah did push Aaron into the water, so that does play fair game. But we do find out that Aaron has grown up with 5 siblings, just like I have. And if there's a prank war, if you start it, you better learn to finish it because it's going to come. And if you wait for it, that's the worst.
It's
just get it out of the way.
Just like them. It's a full day of cat and mouse.
It's a full day. But at first, when Ubah comes up to her later, she's like, don't throw me out. I love you. Don't throw me out. I'm like, is Aaron mad at her? And don't throw her into the pool. She just didn't understand. I love it.
It's hysterical when Ubah messes up.
I love it.
It's adorable.
I love it.
It's funny and it's sweet. Brynn is practically performing cunnilingus on Jenna Lyons. Even though Jenna's like 5 seconds away, or someone says we're 5 seconds away from cunnilingus. It looks like it might be Jenna Lyons' lucky night.
I mean, they're flirting hard. Like, even Bryn's in on it.
Brynn is initiating it.
She is straight up like
touching tongues, sucking fingers, bringing her breakfast in bed later.
I know. You know what? Jenna Lyons, she was the first one to make a move. She went out there and flashed her vajayjay to Brynn.
Her lion's mane.
First thing in the morning. Her lion's mane. I can't get that out of my head.
So, out on the front of the boat, Cy and Aaron, Jenna Lyons joins them. Another not so gracious moment of Jenna trying to get down on the boat.
I just feel like Jenna is everybody.
She is.
She's everybody. She's everybody's insecurities. She's everybody's clumsiness. She's everybody's insecurities.
With amazing style.
I love it. I love Jenna Lyons. I can identify with everything that she does.
I agree wholeheartedly. Sea turtle, pretty, but it was a little small.
It was a small sea turtle. Remember when we saw that sea turtle while we were jet skiing? Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to slow down because I didn't want to tip over because it scared me. I don't like being out in the ocean. Don't like being out in the ocean.
So Ubah, Brynn, and Jessel don't either, but really because they don't want to mess up their hair. But I get it. I understand. For people who have different textures of hair, especially if you have weave, like you, I
especially
get it.
Salt water.
But again, Ubah, don't throw someone in a pool
if you don't want to. And she knows it too. She knows it's coming.
Jenna Lyons decides to swim in like a full wetsuit, but Brynn's like, oh hey,
I know,
that's sexy.
Brynn and I are so similar. Like, I could see somebody wearing like a barrel for an outfit. I'm like, ooh, that's hot, hot daddy, hot barrel daddy,
poncho daddy.
I can't believe you brought up poncho.
So Jessel fills Brynn in about the dinner conversation last night, and Brynn acts like she hasn't already heard.
I love it that she's going to each group hearing all of this.
But you can tell that Ubah is very in defense of Jessel and on Team Jessel. She's like, listen, no matter what Jessel said, they wouldn't accept it, and it does kind of look that way. Because Jessel did say, I'm not comparing myself to you, but it was still hard.
Yeah.
And a lot of other things. And Ubah really backs her up on that. But Aaron and Cy are just like, no, you're trying to compare it. Your life wasn't near as bad. So on and so forth. But Brynn...
It's just she never should have said that she never had a handout or never got help. That's what's irritating them.
Right.
She doesn't know what a handout or what help means.
Right. Well, Brynn, here's another great Housewives crossover. Brynn is slamming pineapple juice.
Oh, God.
For us, she says to Jenna Lyons.
Oh, my gosh.
For us.
Because if you guys haven't been watching any recent season of New Jersey,
that's all Teresa
drinks because apparently it makes you taste better.
Down there. She's like, I want to get a ring before this trip is over.
And in Jessel's head, in Jenna Lyons' head, Jenna's like, yeah, I'm definitely picking out rings, but we're definitely gonna have to have a prenup. She gets it. Like, she gets who Brynn is.
But Brynn's like, I can't wait to see my name on the marriage certificate and the credit card.
I love that pairing is actually like a sitcom.
Right. But then Ubah brings it back, telling her, she's like, hey, Brynn has something to say. And Bryn's like, I think I have a
Crush on you.
So Jessel is the pilot of the boat for a little while. The pilot.
Like, she's like, you drive it, right? Like,
I mean, you
you
can't
can't drive a boat. You pilot it.
So Brynn brings back up the conversation that they had, that Aaron and Cy went after Jessel. And Cy's like, no. They were both kind of like, no, we didn't go after her, but she was trying to. And, Aaron really, she continues with that on Watch What Happens Live afterwards. But thank God that at least Jessel has Ubah on her side, because this does feel like a gang up. And listen, Jessel, you do not have the wit to take with these ladies.
You're the queen of assumption.
Telling her that you know what your name should be, the queen of assumption.
Ow.
And Aaron ate her up. With
Aaron's like,
good one.
Good one.
2 words right there.
Listen,
ate her up.
learning that she has 5 siblings, I don't think you're going to be able to, like, insult her very easily.
Right. Oh, true. Well, Cy really loses her cool, and I thought, I think these women are tired.
And they also were like, we're trying to find out about you, but you're talking about your whole family lineage.
But I agree that is, if I were Jessel, and someone said, Jessel, I don't know much about where you came from,
or know who you are.
I would tell a similar story.
Like, I'm not close. Like, just because my family grew up in Sparks and my mom moved to Reno when I was young, isn't my life story. But when you're sailing across seas, and
I would be like, very similar to her. My parents grew up in Tennessee, and then when I was younger, they moved to Northern Kentucky near Cincinnati for a job opportunity. Yeah. And that's how I'm the only one from Northern Kentucky out of my whole entire family. Yeah. That type of thing. So I think it's a combo platter.
But agreed, they are all tired.
Yeah, they're all tired.
They're drunk, they're tired. They've been out in the sun all day.
Day drinking, all of that kind of stuff. And poor Ubah, she's tired because she's spending all day in anticipation.
She's been so stressed out about getting pushed into that water. I think she's had a death grip on a pole anywhere in the boat at all times.
You're right. So now we get back home. We get ready for the restaurant. Half the women are in white.
Ocean Echo,
honey. It looks like Brynn and Jenna Lyon's wedding.
Ocean Echo, Echo.
Ocean Echo restaurant. Ubah has a huge tongue.
I know.
Never mind. I can't edit this out later.
Yeah, Jenna Lyons got excited.
Well, remember Kenya Moore on Real Housewives of Atlanta talks about eating ass. So I'll just say Ubah needs to take some lessons from Kenya Moore.
I don't know if Ubah even wants to.
She needs to. That tongue.
Oh my goodness.
So Brynn says that it turns a guy on when you fake choking.
It's so funny because I know this trick. Because when she said that, I was like, girl, don't give out all the secrets. Like, no, on yours, honey, it's different. Well, anyways, Brynn really wants to start to tie other people's embarrassing stories about ourselves.
Oh my god!
And Brynn apparently.
Well, Brynn, first of all, before she gets there, she can't stop performing fellatio on her straw.
I know.
Like she cannot stop herself.
She's so horny.
I can't. So everyone tell their most embarrassing moment. Brynn's embarrassing moment was that I guess when she got her first period, she stuck the tampon up her anus. Mm-hmm. I guess that's pretty embarrassing. I'm surprised that it went up so easily that she could do that.
Oh, I bet she probably lubed it because it wasn't going up easy. You don't know the whole... listen, I hope to God she lubed it.
Listen, I was alone with my stepdaughter when she got her first period. And I'd have never had sisters. Yeah. I had to figure it out. I went and got her chocolate and flowers.
You're reading Judy Blume as fast as you can.
Well, luckily I had already read that. But no, I just went and bought her flowers and chocolate and one of every pad and tampon. because I didn't know.
That was sweet that you bought her chocolate flowers.
Well, of course, it's something to celebrate.
It is.
It's a very important moment, and here you are with this guy who is married to your dad, you know.
Has no sisters.
Right, so it all worked out well. And then I had also was the first time she had to get into a pool when she was on her period.
Oh, gosh.
So, this poor girl.
We don't need to keep talking and
We're
embarrassing
bound
this poor
together
woman.
for life.
Oh, God, she's not listening.
Jessel's story is the best, and these women lose their minds over this story.
It's because it's so un-Jessel, the way she tries
Well,
to
you know
hold
what?
herself
The way
up.
they talk about Jessel, I feel like there's something that we're not seeing in the edit.
It's true. When I talked to Brynn, when I was DMing with Brynn said that she's seriously the funniest one on the whole cast, and I'm glad. And she said, "I'm glad that you guys are starting to see it because it's going to come out."
And they all say many a times, you just never know what's going to come out of Jessel's mouth.
Yeah, and I'm like, really?
So she was like at the top level of a grotto and slipped and fell down into the bottom level, and her bra came up, and she
like drowning while her tits are showing.
I just imagine her like at the Playboy grotto. You know?
It's all super fancy and like
gosh.
chic.
Jenna Lyons fell down the stairs because someone stepped on her coat, and she was helped up by none other than Rafe Fiennes. By the way, from what I understand, it's Rafe Fiennes, not Ralph Fiennes, even though it's spelled Ralph Fiennes.
Are you saying that because I wrote down Ralph?
No,
Okay.
Even Jenna Lyons called him Ralph Fiennes.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's spelled Ralph, but I think it's pronounced Rafe. Somebody can. I won't find time to Google it and prove myself wrong.
We'll dub it in later. Ralph Fiennes.
I'll be wrong. Ralph Fiennes. I ain't got time for that.
Oh my gosh.
Sai pooped herself in a race. And Ubah had toilet paper on the shoe. But I like when she turned around. She was like, "What?"
She was all bitchy about it. I love it.
And then Erin, Erin, she's always the life of the party.
This one time, you guys will never believe it. Isaiah, is it? My child was on the plane and he just would not stop crying. Isn't that terrible? That's just terrible.
She said on Watch What Happens Live that she just blanked. Like, she just, I could not think
She
of
was the
anything.
last one to go. Make up a story that you pooped on yourself at a club or something.
Maybe Erin is always in control. Maybe she has nothing embarrassing about her life.
Let's ask her siblings.
Let's ask Abe.
Yes,
ask Abe.
Ab's
We have
already
Abe on the podcast.
Ab's already- he'll
Abe, if you're listening, this is a question we're going to ask you.
Yes.
Does maybe Erin never have an embarrassing moment? Is she maybe always in control?
But is she lying? You need to give us the details.
I have a feeling he would never really
No. Oh my gosh. I would never even do that to you.
We would never tell anyone, Abe. When the waitress... So they have a great waitress here at this restaurant. But I love... Ubah is maybe your spirit animal.
Oh, God, I love it. I have such a crush on her.
The waitress was like, "Oh, you all look so beautiful." And it was like, but be honest.
Which one's the prettiest? Like, which one out of these ladies is the prettiest? Like, which one?
That is
Like,
so
which one? Like,
my
which one
husband.
is the...
That is so my husband.
I think I've said that a couple times to some people.
I 100% am sure you have. When they get back to the house, Ubah left her phone in the van. Erin takes it and instructs whoever is around, don't tell her.
Brynn and Sight.
I want to throw Ubah in the pool, and it'll be easier to throw in the pool without her phone.
Yeah.
That's really the big thing. But then, later on when that gets ruined, she still has the phone. It's like a
It's just
backup
another
prank.
little backup prank.
So Erin does try to throw her in. Ubah is just so much bigger than she is.
She didn't even budge. And she
No.
wasn't hanging out. She was just standing there. And Erin's like pulling
And
on
Erin
her.
is strong. Erin
Yeah.
is strong. You can tell she's strong from the inside
But
out.
she planted herself, and she was not going anywhere.
You're not gonna mess up her hair.
I think even Erin was like, "Jeez, she's strong."
She's a model. There's another day of filming.
Oh yeah, amen, sister.
So she's.
America's Next Top Model didn't fail me now.
But Sai catches her off guard. The tiniest one in the house catches her off guard. And
That's the
throws
only
her
way
right
it was
in the
gonna
pool.
happen.
But Erin's like, I didn't throw her in. It's not my fulfillment.
No.
So I still got the phone.
Those are the rules, but that's with like siblings. You don't have to do it with your friends.
So the next morning, we find out that not only did Brynn pass out with food in her face,
And eats it the next morning. I just love her.
but Ubah is furious because last night she found out that Aaron had her phone.
But it seemed like it was like for 10 minutes maybe that she was freaking out.
I mean, to be honest with you, to me, it looked like it was hours. But then in Erin's confessional, she said both 45 minutes and an hour, so somewhere around there. Which to me, it means that's not a big deal.
It was
kind of like as soon as she was looking for it.
She found, but she wasn't looking for it until then.
Yeah.
And that's when she panicked.
Again, it was only an hour.
Yeah, if she would have kept it all night and didn't tell her, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
That's not cool. But as soon as she's like, where's my phone? You guys, where's my phone? And panicked for a second. She's like, I have your phone. You left it in the Uber. Then it should have been a big laugh and like, oh my gosh, thank God, a big relief.
Right.
But who? Ubah is not okay with this.
Yeah, you could tell that Erin really didn't think that this would make such a huge
I
impact.
didn't think it was going to be anything.
Again, Ubah doesn't drink, but she's tired.
But
she's a napper.
Yeah.
They're on day 4
But
now.
she's like, I have family to check in with. I'm like, what family do you have to check in with at 12 p.m. at night? And once you did have to check in with them, you did. Like,
well,
once
once you decide that you're upset about it, you're
going to pick
on the
everything
why
you're
could be
pissed
upset
off.
about
Yeah,
it.
you're in a foreign country.
That's the big one. I'm in a foreign country. What if I really had lost my phone?
But as soon as somebody did say they had my phone, I'd be like, oh my gosh, thank God.
So the next morning, when Sai, Aaron, and Brynn are all eating breakfast together after they've had some time in the rooms, Ubah comes in, completely ignores them. Back to them, asks for some hot water.
Face. Ooh, and ask for hot water. That's what she wants.
Scalding hot water.
Ouch.
She'll kiss Brynn on the way out, but Sai's like, wait, why am I in trouble?
I live in this. It's like, oh, I don't want to be in trouble.
Because you didn't tell her for an hour, Sai.
Yeah.
That's why. So, Brynn, meantime, brings a whole breakfast smorgasbord.
It literally looked like a kid made it.
To Jen Alliance. I mean, but I want to try bacon-wrapped banana.
I do too now. I mean, I really like plantains, and I think that's like a form of a banana.
Yeah, it is. They're very similar.
But I feel like that with some bacon would be like really bomb too.
I'll support it.
But yeah, she like got chocolates, she got fruit, she got some French toast in there.
If you could possibly
She's
want it for
like,
breakfast, here's an
she's like, I
option.
got a little bit of everything for you, honey. This is what you could expect from me, babe.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that. That is honeymoon.
bit.
That is honeymoon talk.
I also don't believe that Brynn and Aaron are Lucy and Ethel. Please. First of all, we all know that Sonia and Luann are Lucy and Ethel.
That is true. That is true.
If any housewives are Lucy and Ethel, it's Sonia and Luann. Sorry.
Who was it? The ones that jumped off in the car off the truck together. What were their names?
What?
In that movie where they both...
Oh, Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise. That's more like them. Thelma and
Okay,
Louise.
Thelma and Louise.
I think they're more
There
Thelma
you
and
go.
Louise than
There
Lucy
you
and
go.
Ethel.
So they're all getting together to leave for the rum tasting. Like, they need to drink some more.
Like, can we get some food?
And Ubah completely ignores Aaron. When Jenna Lyons joins the group, she brings
She's showing
Brynn.
skin.
I know, but she's showing Brynn the scarf that Brynn accidentally
Honey, girl, she is doing all the tricks in my book. That's what you do. You leave an item of yours at that person's
If
house.
Ubah and Brynn had a baby, it's you.
It forces them to have to make another connection with you. And during that next connection, you make that second date, honey. And that's how you get it.
If Ubah and Brynn had a child with a werewolf.
With werewolf embryos. Werewolf sperm. There we go. With their embryos.
When Brynn went to the clinic to do her eggs, they're like, we need a donor. She was like, Dracula, werewolf.
Werewolf? You got werewolf?
Okay. Anyhow.
Y'all.
So Aaron hears Ubah just say her name, and it sounds like Ubah just said something along the lines of Aaron was standing
Oh,
there
Aaron
a
was just
minute
standing
ago.
right here. Yeah, she wasn't saying anything.
But Aaron was like, I don't care what you say. And you said my name. This is my opportunity.
Yeah.
To jump in, and Ubah's like, "Oh, you want to jump in? Let me
I'll
jump in your
girl.
face."
I don't condone grabbing her glasses off of her face
I didn't like that at all.
that is attack mode.
And plus, Aaron is very small. It looks, and Ubah
well,
is very
and
tall.
she sees that Aaron is trying to get away from her. You can see Aaron's like, I'm not doing this.
But
no,
she just
get away
You
from
had
me.
my phone. You
You
had my phone.
I mean, I have a big crush on Ubah, so Ubah, please don't
yeah, we
make this a
love
continuous
you. You're
thing.
beautiful. You're funny, but this
is not a fun side of you.
We could not support
Anger
this.
does not look good on you, girl. Not at all.
does not look good
and
on
I'm
you.
scared of you too, so don't. Stop.
But you know what? What good look on
Unedited and raw
is a Real House Bear.
Word.
And you guys can have a Real House Bear on you. No.
Yeah, if you buy merch
You could have a Real House
on our Redbubble site,
Yes.
.realhousebears.redbubble.com. Boom! Insert. Finish your job.
So you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real House Bears. On X, we are Real House Bears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
You can also watch us on Spotify and YouTube, and you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. But if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating and a cute little review, because it really helps us out, and we'll make you hashtag #HouseBearsFamous. Or if you just comment on our stuff a lot, you know, we'll
It's
just
hot in here. Let's get out of here.
it's like totally hot in here. But you know what? I did that so much better than you.
Good.
The ending, I did that flawlessly.
I'm so glad that we
and
finally
you're the
get
one
to
that screwed
end
up.
with-
So
we finally get to end with you being better than me.
bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Have to carry you through everything.
I know.
You can't do your
Life.
goddamn job.
Oh, I did get that.
Don't, man. People are gonna think I'm really mean.
If I take a sip of my cocktail.
Me too. Oh my gosh. That was a loud movement, but
A loud movement?
yeah, I was like,
Oh, I thought you were having a movement here in the...
oh no,
It's too hot for that.
I'm not Mary Cosby.